Hello, my queens. How are you? I'm getting ready to give you guys some soul soup. And this podcast is very much so designed for women like me, okay? Like I told you before, when you're one of God's favorite daughters and you're not afraid to testify, that makes you who you are, his favorite, because you're not afraid to tell anyone where God has brought you from and how he's carrying through every step of the way. He's carrying you every step of the way through everything that may come your way after your addiction to a demon substance. Okay? Now, women like us are always looked down on because of past decisions, a past lifestyle. And we have a new lifestyle, and it makes us a deeper shade of gold. Now, in some cases, this may attract toxic people to us. Now, I I've told my sisters plenty of times, if you're being bullied or abused by someone, um, to start you a digital paper trail on these people. Now, there are lots of toxic females out here that do toxic things and they want to hide their hands. Okay? I've told you my testimony about this woman. She is very toxic, um, and she's always having people to harass me, follow me around, harassing me, and doing little silly things, because um, I just can't understand how some how some people will ignore these things. Do not ignore a toxic woman or like try to like fight with them. Don't do that because a toxic female has a way of trying to set you up to look like you're the bad person and you're not. Okay? Now, I've seen so many cases and of toxic women, and I thought that I was the only female out here going through this, and I see that I'm not. There are other women where they're being harassed by toxic females, and this is really is totally unfair. And I my biggest thing is, if you're going to be a side piece or whatever these women degrade themselves to call themselves, then you should do that quietly and leave us out of it. Okay? Now, I told you when I was with my son's father, I went into my bedroom, the bedroom that we shared, and there was a mugshot of me from when I was like 20 something years old. And at this time when I found it, I was 46. Yes, guys. It was it was a mugshot. When you go into the system, they put a bracelet on you, an identification bracelet. They take your picture and they put that picture in that bracelet. Okay, I found that in my son's father's house when I lived with him, along with a letter addressed to someone named Frank Jameson off of Augusta Avenue here in Savannah, Georgia. At that time, I just didn't really. I was like, how did this get here? Because that's years ago. And then I can remember my son's father telling me that he had a police friend and she was a female. Okay. So I don't know if somewhere down the line they started to get intimate with each other or something like that had happened. But I know inside that house, I found a mugshot, an old one. Yes, it was. And as I continued to go into the relationship with him, as we continued to be together, I started getting harassed. I was being followed and being harassed. They put a woman in my life named Katrina, that is, and she was there just to babysit me, to pretend she's my friend. So, ladies, be careful of people who meet you while you're going through some trying times with your man, because if you aren't careful, you'll be entertaining a devil, a spy, someone who's spying on you to keep you away from your home, to get into your business, to find out what's really going on in your relationship. These women do exist, and it's very important that you know this. And men too. They'll try to have men to meet you, to try to take you off or take you away. Something bad could happen to you when you're going through something, and some guy just pops up and he telling you that he can be your friend, or you look like you need someone to talk to. Don't fall for any of those things, because it's a setup. Okay, my queens? It's a setup. So don't do that. Keep yourself guarded. This woman has exposed herself to me several times. But at the time, I was blinded by love, the love I had for my son's father. I was blinded. But she exposed herself several times. Okay? Now, there is a time when we were walking to school, to take our son to school, and this woman, she rides up the street in a white blazer. She blows her horn. We both look up at the same time. I didn't know who that was, so I just continued my conversation with him. And I did not pay attention to the look in his face as he looked on too. So when we came back from walking our son, we're passing by St. Mary's Church, and she's parked. I didn't have any intentions of getting in an altercation with this woman at all. I just noticed that it was the same vehicle. So when I approached the car, the Blazer, I said to her, "Hey, you just blew at us." So she looks at me impatiently, like she was completely tired of me, and I was just asking one question. She looks over at my son's father, and he has this look on his face like, he's confused or he's bust out. You know those looks guys give you. And then she looks back at me. She cuts her eyes at him and look at me. Okay, so in that I was offended, because I was going through so much with this man, and it was so much going on in that house. And my reaction was to grab this woman, you know, and because she was getting irate with me, and I know I hadn't done anything wrong. So after the confrontation, my son's father, he pulls me away. She gets out of the car and she goes to the trunk of this blazer and pull out a gun. And this gun is, I'm looking at it, I'm like, that is a police gun, because of the way it was, the way it's designed. I knew it was a police gun. So as I proceeded to go home with him, we're going home, we're talking, and I'm telling him, I said to him, I really feel like I'm in the way of something. And he was like, "You're not in the way of anything." And I'm like, "Oh my God, I just feel like I am. If I am, I'm just going to leave, you know?" And that's when he would say things like, I don't want you to do that. We are always, as women, put in very dangerous situations because of a man that we care about. And that is not cool. It is not good for that to happen. It is not, because everyone around you will know what's happening to you in your life, and you won't know. A lot of women have lost their lives because of toxic females and their man getting into a relationship with them while they're together, and this woman becomes possessive, and it's not fair to us. for us to be put through these things. It's not. And I don't think the legal system should allow men to walk away from a crime. Like, that's a crime. That's a necessity to me. Like, if you go to a store with someone and they're stealing, right? And they get caught and you're with them, you go into jail too, right? I'm sure everyone knows that happens, right? Okay. So when a woman loses her life because her man has stepped out with a toxic female, he should be given some jail time too. There needs to be a law that says this. It needs to be passed. Women who have lost their sisters and mothers and aunties, favorite cousins and best friends to a, a triangular toxic relationship, we need to get together and make it a law that the man gets arrested too, because a lot of men, they just go, they leave, and they leave town and they start all over somewhere else, and those people's sister is dead, their mom dead, auntie gone, big cuz is gone, man, your best friend gone, and this dude can pack up and go live anywhere he want to, and he's still alive. And that is not fair to us. We are women and we count. And there's ways to deal with them. You deal with them legally. Don't fight with these type of females because they are toxic females. And then they gather their family and their friends and they all want to team up on you because of her underhandness. Okay? We have to stand together, ladies. I'm telling you, because this is a real epidemic. It is. It's bad. Now, I told you when I was inside of the baby store, I saw a woman come in that I went to Tompkins High School with. Tompkins High School is was closed down, and we were the last of the Wolverines here in Savannah, Georgia. And I remembered her because she planned to have a baby in school with her boyfriend. She was very young. We were like 14 years old, 14 and 15. And her and her boyfriend was so in love that they wanted to have a baby. And I was thinking, like, what's your mother going to say? Because your mom's a pastor, she was an evangelist, and she didn't care. They were so in love, and they had that baby. And I was supposed to be her little girl's baby, the godmother. So I came up with this name, Denisha. I said, I'm going to name her Denisha after me. We're just girls. Um, and I believe she named her daughter Denisha. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's fast forward to that day at the baby store on Durin Avenue in Savannah, Georgia. When she comes into the store and I see her, I recognize her, but it's been so long. And then I see her. Oh my gosh, I know you. You were my best friend in ninth grade. And she says, that's right. Which she already knew who I was. Okay? She's in there buying baby clothes for her niece, is what she said. Her niece got pregnant from a married man, and she was angry about it. My son's father is standing there holding our son. He's shaking because she's talking about him, and I don't know it. So as I got ready to leave at the store, he asked her, not knowing this woman, do these people get paid on consignment? And she snapped, no. I'm like, why would she do that? Blinded by love. That was me. After we paid for what we're getting for our son, we go out the store, and here's her mom sitting in the truck, her mother, the evangelist, holding this beautiful little girl. Right on the side of their burgundy little SUV is a black Challenger that I had seen several times in my neighborhood with him that I lived when I lived with him. And she's holding this cute little girl. This little girl is so gorgeous. So we stay in there and we play. and I talked to her mom. There's these two big giant guys in the back seat. I didn't see their faces, just their silhouette. So I proceed to walk around, and that's when I seen the black Challenger. He stood there for a minute. I paid that no attention. I know that everyone loves babies, okay? We get around because he had a red Challenger, like that burnt orange looking red color, and hers is black. And we leave. That's my encounter. I started to think, I wasn't feeling right. We have intuition. It is a God given gift to all women because while Adam slept, Eve was formed from his rib. So when a man meets his soulmate and they marry, I've heard a lot of good guys say that they have met their missing rib. It's beautiful. And we were together for 8 to 10 years with our son. And this woman would creep in because he would let her in. And his father, God rest his beautiful soul, would hear things at night. And at first, I wasn't really like paying attention to say, and then I started to because I started to notice things happen around the house. The movement of the trash cans at a certain time of night. His nervous antics. He used to get very nervous and said he was going to go to bed. And I was pregnant at that time, and I would go to bed. But he will get back up and let her in, lowering her standards. Now, I don't feel like I am at fault because of a woman lowering her standards. No, and neither do you, my sisters. All of you Miss Do Betters out there that have left out of a toxic relationship, it is not your fault that he cheated on you. You walked away from it either. In my case, I thought of my baby. I thought of my son. I thought of all the women that I saw in my childhood being abused by men that they lived with, that they loved, that they cooked for. They made love to these men. But these men still cheated and beat on them. But they loved them. So they never left them. You know? I later on found out that this woman with the black Challenger is half Hawaiian or she's half of something. She's very bright. I've seen the black Challenger at his house. He's treated me very, very bad during those times and being harassed even after the relationship was over. And I couldn't understand what was happening at the time it was. Um, these guys like that will have you thinking that something is wrong with you. They will. They'll play on your intelligence. And if you're in a house, in his family house, because that's where I was, and I've known a lot of women to live with their man in their parents' house, and they have been abused, and the parents didn't do anything about it. Now, his parents were very old, but his mother was very sharp. She was very sharp in those days. I had had people to ask me, "Hey, I saw your dude with a white girl in a white little white car. I seen him at the courthouse." I have family. It's a good thing to you can introduce your man to your family and friends, but save some back. Don't introduce him to everyone. Remember, he did not know related to me that saw him at the courthouse. I didn't say anything. I just stepped back to wait to see if I would see it on my own. And I started to see it on my own. I started to see it. I started to listen and pay more attention. Being at the beach and this woman sitting directly behind us, waving her legs wide open. I approached her to find out who you are. She was about to tell me because she's very young, but he intervened and stood by and knew everything that was happening. It is not fair to us, ladies. I do not want you to take that abuse. And if you have people are around you who you can tell about these things, then do it. Tell them. If there are people who don't believe you, because a lot of women have these guys who are very convincing that they love this woman so much. And if you say something to them like, he's messing around on me, they'll think that you're just joking because of his demeanor, his well kept demeanor, how he's so attentive to you around people, how he smiles with your children, your brother and sisters, your family, your mom, dad, I mean, even your cousins, how they talk highly of you around these people, but secretly they are abusing you. It is not fair to us. It is not fair. It is not. And I do not want you to put up with that. Don't do it. Your intelligence, your your beauty on the inside of you. You are beautiful women. And you're a rare beauty. You're very rare when we can walk away from a toxic relationship and start our life over and move on. This woman would come to my child's school and just park. And I was back here in Savannah during that time. So everything that they had said about me to other people didn't add up. Because when they saw Miss Jenkins, they saw a woman who was well kept, a woman who spoke intelligently, a woman who arrived on time to deliver her child and pick her child up, is what they saw. So when they go around to defamating our character, you will notice that in the reactions that you get from other people in other places. They are toxic females and they have toxic friends and family that go along with what they're doing. It is not fair to us. It is not. I couldn't understand what was happening when I was there because I was so blinded. I had this fake friend in my life. I had her. She's fake. She's coming to the house. Like it seemed like she would show up at the right time. Ladies, I know if you have not encountered a female like that, or if you have, check it. Because right now she's your friend at the right time. And you're telling her everything that you're going through. And she's taking all that information back to the other woman, the side piece. And that woman is using all of that information to try and destroy you. And they will send men too. A man who is just over interested in you. He likes everything that you like. I'm talking to someone tonight, God. I know I am. He's over interested in you. He's there to belittle you. He's there to taint your name. He's there because that female is insecure and she's trying to stack as much dirt as she can on you to make herself look great, make herself look good, even though she has lowered her standards. I recall sitting there and I it was during school. My son had started school and he was very small. And this woman was in the house. Because I'm like, why are we on the front porch in all this heat? They were doing class over the computer because of COVID. And I'm like, why are we on the porch in all of this heat, Clifford? Why can't we go inside? We couldn't go inside because she was in the house, being a child, tapping on the window. And I would look at my son's father and I would be like, I can't believe I have a child with someone like this. Someone who will allow me, the mother of his namesake, his father's namesake, to be harassed. So after a while, his cousin Octavia pulls up with a brown bag. And she goes inside the house and gives it to these people. That was a weapon. I'm not stupid. So I immediately, I got up, I positioned myself where I can be going towards the steps. So if something was to jump off, that I can go head on and leave, you know? And I did that. I got my son and I left. I said, I can't deal with this with you. I cannot. I will not do it because I do not deserve this. So he gave us money to go to. I was going to go to Zaxby's, but I decided I would go to Subway. When I get to Subway, there's this short, dark woman. She's standing there, just smiling, and it's hot outside, so she's smiling and sweating in a leather jacket. I thought she had a problem, so I walked around her, and she's like looking, I guess, putting herself on display for me to see her, trying to confuse me, cross me up. And she's looking behind her, and there's all of these black SUVs. Like these people they will try to egg you on to entice you to fight with them so that they can hurt you. They can bring harm to you because they are wrong. And two wrongs don't make a right, my ladies. So you legally handle them toxic females. Do that because they are arrogant, they have a big ego, they have a lot of friends. They do. And family members who are just as toxic and ignorant as they are. I live in a neighborhood and they are very, very, very toxic and ignorant people around me that are related to this woman. They're her friends, her family. I know this. Don't be blinded by love. Don't do that. This woman is toxic. If it's a toxic woman in your life, check that man you're with. He knows what's going on. He does. They would try you. They would play on your intelligence, start you a digital paper trail on these people. I was so afraid of losing my child because the defects had got involved because he took my baby, he just snatched him from me. I noticed that every time I would call the police would be on his side against me. And I would be like, what is this? I'm trying to go home and he's taking my baby from me. What's wrong? I felt trapped because his sister's a teacher, his father's a scientist, his mother's a nurse, ex nurse. He has a lot of prominent people in his family. His best friend is a detective, Darren, in New York. um, and I felt like he could do that to me because it's like I was slipping away, but I had to fight. I had to fight, ladies. I'm telling you, I had to stand. I'm an only child. And that's one of the things that they took for granted there. And the fact that I have family members who are not my family. We got the same blood, but no, we don't have the same values in life. In my family, there are a lot of females who are jealous of my blessings, my choices. I made great choices in my life later on in my years, and that's why I'm here. And that's why I have God gave me this podcast to talk to my sisters and bring them into sobriety with love and experience with my knowledge and my wisdom and constantly being harassed by this toxic female. Even when I went to church, the pastor there at St. Peter's AME Baptist Church, all of these people are toxic people. And I'm not afraid to speak on it. I'm not. Because I see a lot of women that make mistakes when they have been bullied and they snap and then they take someone's life. But the judge only see what they've done, and he only sees or she only sees that person's family. But people, you don't know people. You can be with someone, you can be related to someone and not know them. You may not know that your relative is a person that is very toxic. There are lots of people who were related to serial killers. They had no idea that their father was this guy, dude. They went to school with this person. People do not show you who they really are. You find those things out later in life. You never know. Ted Bundy had a beautiful fiance and a stepdaughter. Yet still he raped a 12-year-old girl. He killed women and brought their jewelry to his fiance. The detectives knocked on her door, and because they kept coming back because this woman was in total denial. Her friends even said, "Man, that's his car. That's him." But yet, being blinded by love, it can cost you. It can. When the police started to show her the jewelry, and she had on a scarf. It was so sad watching that. It's sad to see any woman who are blinded by love. But it's really saddening for a woman to lose her life because her dude was in a relationship secretly with a toxic woman. And it's been on me to do this. I am telling you, I have been blessed, and I thank God for the strength and the courage that He has given me. I tell you, I do, because I don't tell him. I have confronted him, and I have told him, tell your lady friend to leave me alone. I'm here with your child. You say you love us. You say you love your kid, okay? But your friend has her relatives playing around our house, tapping at the window, kicking upside of my house, doing things. And she has friends at the corner of the street. She'll sit there and just look at my house. That's harassment. That's harassment. That's aggravated stalking. That's defamation of character. Yes, it is. And I have prayed to God for the strength. I pray to God. I pray to God every night. I have been. Because hurt people. They do. And sometimes they'll cause you to hurt someone that does not deserve it. They will. But you got to get your dibbies up. Get them up. Start that legal paper trail and start it digitally. Because in my case, when I called the police brushed me off. One police officer, a white police officer, came here and he told me, he says, "You don't have any family that you can call?" And I'm like, "Well, why are you in that uniform with that badge on if I got to call my family? What are you doing? I call you. It's your job to do what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take this police report down." He went right back across the street like he couldn't hear anything I said. I talked to another officer and I told him I had to pull over one day because it was guys following me and just calling me out my name. Because let me tell you, when a person cannot handle who you are, when they can't handle you here in the present, of course they're going to dig into your past and try to hold that against you. Don't let that happen because you're not that. That's not you anymore. And you are a strong, beautiful woman now. Who are you are accepted. You are accepted. You are beautiful. You are wise. Toxic women will try to deformate your character as much as they can so they can look like they are so innocent. Yes, they will. They will try to deformate your character and be messy at the same time. These relationships are very dangerous. When your man is in a relationship with a toxic female, this woman showed herself. She has this big, dark, big old mole right up under her nose, dark skin. She has bought herself out in the open for me to see her, and I still ignored her. And I do it every day. I know sometimes when we see people and we be like, "Wow, you look very nice," or "Hey, how you doing?" No one knows what we go through. No one knows it when there's a toxic female in the life of our ex. We have moved on. We have moved on and we are doing better things with our life. And these females are so toxic until they will call. I used to try get my son's shoes from stores because my son is autistic. He's so beautiful and I love him so much. He's my world. Now, the doctors told me I had a choice in getting him the shoes that they sell. That's like 300 and somewhat dollars. The cheapest pair you can get is like 200, about 250 something, because they're special shoes for autistic children because of their feet. Has an arch in it. It's very low, so they have to have special shoes. So being that I know how children can be, I decided, well, I might as well just go head on and get him the shoes that, the athlete wear. They're expensive, but they're made with the same material as the special shoes. So to keep him, um, up on his little game and in style, I go and get him shoes from athletic stores here in Savannah, and I have gone to plenty stores where I have been treated really bad because of this toxic female, her family and friends calling before I get there, telling the people not to sell me the size shoe. I've been in Walmart and being harassed there and having the people that work at Walmart, the cashiers and all of them, to treat me bad. Even clothing stores I've been to. Um, and they're up here just following me around, even at hair stores. These women are toxic. They do exist. and they are very toxic people. And when you telling your man or your ex-man what your female doing, look here, keep your lady friend, she's toxic. She's interfering with your child's mother life. How do you expect for your child to have a clean, serene environment when you have this toxic female with you? If you have to prove your love to a woman by hurting your ex, by allowing her toxic male relatives to harass a woman that you slept with, that you made love to, who you loved, who you were going to marry, why are you doing that? You need to be checked. You do. And don't feel trapped. You start your digital paper trail. Start it. If she's a police officer, if she's a nurse, it doesn't matter. She's breaking the law. The police have laws to protect them. Mercy's law. But other police know when their officers are doing things. The police are not squeaky clean people. They are not. They do things just like criminals do. Not all of them now. Don't get me wrong. One bad apple does not spoil the whole bunch. But there's a bunch of them who are not professional in what they do. And that female is one of them. Her colleagues are one of them. I have literally been crying, telling the police that moments before you pulled up, I was being harassed. This man turned around in mid sentence and walked away. His name was Officer Henley. He looked just like Uncle Clifford off of P Valley. And I was telling him, I am being harassed. And this was before I got my Vivid. I got Vivid. I strongly suggest that you get some kind of security system around your home for these toxic females and their family and friends. Get that because you're going to need it. You really would. Because my camera in the back caught a person running away. He had on a hoodie, and he had the hoodie on, and it caught him running, jumping across a log from the back part of my house. And whoever her relatives is on the back street, that's where the police started to go at first they would come here when I called them, and then they would go around the corner after I guess she had done gave them the 411. So they would go around to East 34th Street. Yes, East 34th, right around the corner. They would go there, and I guess that's her family that's around there, or And I'm like, I am so tired of being harassed by this female, and I try to keep the peace with my son's father. I do. I try to, but I'm like, man, what is wrong with you? Open your eyes, Clifford, please, because this woman is toxic. She's insecure and she is toxic. And her fear is us having a relationship. Our relationship is based on our son. So that's where she need to grow up at. That's her part. That's it. And there are lots of women out here. I have a lot of females who have sent in comments saying that they too are being harassed by a toxic female. They are toxic. They will bother your children. They'll have people to mess with them. They will do that. They are toxic. Sometimes I ask, do people do people have any fear of God? Do they believe in him? What gives you the right to harass people who do not bother you? What gives you the right to do that? My son was in the shower just the other day, and one of these idiots beat upside the wall, and he ran out, and he was like, Mom. So I said, what? He says, I heard something. So I said, what did you hear? He says, I heard someone bamming in the back. And he showed me to the back bedroom window. And I was like, you see, this doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. Because there are things that you could do to make a person snap on you. And that is one of them. Do not bother people, kids. Don't do that. I'm telling you, all up and down, all over the east side of Savannah, Georgia, being harassed is not cool. But I cannot put my feelings before my babies. I cannot. I cannot make wrong decisions and lose everything that my father has given me to focus on. I cannot. That little boy is the sparrow I have to keep my eye on. That is the only way that we get blessings from our Father. When we have children and we're mothers, our Father watch over us. As long as we watch over the sparrow, those are our charge. He's autistic, and I love my son very much. I can't, I have a new phone, ladies, I'm telling you, because if I call him with my phone, this woman will get my number and give it to these people and play on my phone all day long. I got so tired and fed up with talking to him, I said, look, tell this woman to leave. I'm not with anyone. I don't have anyone in my life. And he would say this to my family and friends. He don't have no one in his life. He just loved me and his son. We're his first priority in life. He's working hard for us, is what he will tell people. And he barely ever spends time with his son. It's sad. It really is. But I'm the mom. I am the mom. I'm mama. I'm mother. Mommy. I'm the queen. I'm his father, his daddy, his dad. I'm that. And I have my Heavenly Father to watch over us in this house. And I am not afraid. I used to be, because I knew she had something to do with law enforcement and medical. Because when I would go to Memorial Hospital, these people will be in that hospital acting their shoe size, trying to entice me to get into some kind of an altercation with one of these people in there, and I would not do it. I would not do it. And I thank God for the strength that He put in me. Ladies, oh my gosh, you gotta have it. Pray to God. Pray to God for the strength, because God gonna bring it through. He gonna bring it to the light. People may do what you do in the dark, but God gonna bring you to the light. He will pull the cover off of you and your little secrets. He will do it. He will do it. He will. I have to be careful where I order our food from because of these toxic females, her friends and her relatives. I do. I'm not trapped in nowhere. I am not pressed to go no place because I do not bother anybody. I do not. And it is not my fault that she belittled her own self to be the way she is. My mother would not approve of it if it had been me. My mother's gone. Her physical body is gone, but her spirit is with me. My mama's still here, and I'm her only child. And I have watched and seen so many females who have got done wrong by men choosing to be with a toxic female who want to come from out of the dark and make herself known by harassing that man's wife, his fiance, his common law wife, a long-term girlfriend. It doesn't make sense for females to be that way, but they are out there and they're toxic. And ladies, start you a digital paper trail on them, their family, and their relatives. Do it because you're going to need it. You are going to need it. I am a recovering addict. I am. And I am so happy at myself because I know God is proud of me. If He wasn't, I would not be blessed the way I am. Ladies, because I know I'm talking to somebody going through something. Because my mama said, you think you going through something, there may be someone out there. There is someone who's going through something worse than you are. This lady literally comes and sit on this woman porch down the street. Talk about what I'm doing in my home. How would you know that? When I stayed in the apartments, her and the apartment manager were friends. The apartment secretary, that is, her name was Annie. And I know from time to time I would come home and I would see things that were in my house outside on the steps, like a bracelet or something like that, something minor that she would drop, trying to get next to me, trying to make me react in a negative way. Yes, that's what she would do to try to make me act like the angry black woman. And I wouldn't do it. I ignored it. So she wanted to put more pressure and get more aggressive, at the same time hiding herself and using other people. I began to think that everyone was out to get me. I started to believe that. Men that do these type of things, you guys, you know what? God watching you. I just want you to know that. And while you plotting and planning with this dumbass woman with her toxic self, and she's bothering your children's mother, you know this. We cook for your kids. We take care of your kids, and we're doing it well. We don't need for you to tell us anything because you're not going to do it anyway. You got to please that toxic woman by hurting us or trying to. But we are bulletproof, word proof, that is. We're word proof to everything, every insult that come at us. We're word proof to that. Stretch that bulletproof. We are word proof because I know that my sisters and I stand for the same purpose. And our purpose is to raise our children in peace and not be harassed. Everywhere I would go, ladies, and I know you guys, I know I'm talking to some women who probably have been through these type of things. A woman who is probably going through these things. But these are the things that you need to do. You need to put a digital paper trail on these chicks. Because if you do not, she will keep coming at you. And one day you will snap and you will go to jail. And the only thing that judge is going to see is your past and what you did. And they will make you look like a monster, like you are really a bad person, and you are not. You are a woman who has gotten fed up and tired of someone constantly picking at you over a damn man. That is stupid and foolish. No woman should let a man get her to the point where she will just be constantly bothering somebody or kill a woman. My heart goes out to Miss Ava. Oh my God. 8 months pregnant, killed by a school teacher. No one is exempt from insanity, baby. And the police are always in the news. One in the news right now for having a relationship with a 16-year-old girl. Come on. He's supposed to protect girls from men like him, and he the man. Why is it that way? It's not fair. Michael Johnson, we love you. There should be a whole lot of Michael Johnsons who come on and do investigations. These people get on these jobs and they get these positions, I tell you, and they just sit there and just have a title. They're not doing anything to protect the community right. Because if there's an area that is high profile for crime and your officers are in that area, why is it still high profile in the crime? Why? Why is that area still high crime? You need to check your people. You need to check your officers. You do. Because no one knows the limit a person will go to cover their mess. And that's exactly what toxic females do, who have high positions, who work in offices, ride in police cars, sit in a hospital. That's called abuse of power. And innocent people get hurt because of that. Men should be charged if a woman loses her life because of some weak ass man who easily coaxes out of his relationship or will allow a woman to come into his house and his wife end up dead, or his fiance or long-term girlfriend, common law wife, end up dead, and he the root to the problem. Come on, that law needs to be put into effect right away, because there are too many of my black queens out here losing their lives over toxic females and their insecurities. Nobody don't want that back. You done cleared the way for us to be the women we are. So accept those roses. Even if they smell like boo-boo, you the one put the smell on it. Leave us alone. We're trying to raise our children. We're trying to run a household. We got things to do. I am not here to bring war. I am here to bring the peace. I am a motivational speaker. And my name is Denise Jenkins, that is. Have some respect for yourself, women. You toxic females, that's ridiculous what you do. And these men dance right on off like nothing never happened. It's like they don't even have a conscience. Here in Savannah over the winter, a young lady, two young ladies fighting over a dude. This woman waited until this lady came out the grocery store shopping for her children and ran that girl over and killed that woman. Took that woman away from her children. Her behind in the county. But where he at? Free to do it again. Come on. Come the heck on. That is not right and that is not fair. It is not. It is not fair for a woman to lose her life because her man is weak. He can't work it out. You can't work it out, then do this. Because, see, there's a king who's gone from here now. And he did it right. He told her, he said, I don't want to be like this no more. We're not feeling each other. I'm not feeling you. It's too much going on. I'll take care of you. You have my son. I'm going to always have love for you, but I'm not in love with you. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm not trying to do that. I want to walk away. You will be taken care of, and you know you will. You know our son will be right. You know he will. That didn't register. So she took his life while he was sitting in a chair at the barber. She took his life. And when it became too overwhelming for her, she took her life. That was selfish to remove this king from his family, from his child. He was respectable about what he was doing. He did it right. As women like me, we do it right. I walked away from that. I did. With my honor, I walked away with dignity, with no malice and no regret. I should not be being harassed by anyone because I did the right thing. And see, that's what's wrong with this world right here today. In this world, right is wrong and wrong is right. It is. And that's awful for a woman to lose her life like that. It is awful for a king to be taken away from us like that because we do the right thing. He's gone. Ava is gone. Danita is gone because of the man that she chose. And Danita's man was a police officer, by the way. Ava's man was a high school coach. Life's taken. The woman that took Ava, oh my gosh, a school teacher? Chick got 99 years. The woman that took Danita's life, a police dispatcher. Her man, a police officer. And they wonder why people say we don't need them. 5 police officers kill a man over a relationship. It's crazy. It's not fair. It is not right. Because sometimes when I'm in my bedroom at night, early in the morning time, and I'm trying to figure out where in the heck is the police at? And these youngsters, these toxic people related to this toxic female are harassing me. Where are the cops at? Where you at? They don't make no sense. Michael Jackson. Excuse me. Michael Johnson. There should be so many Michael Johnsons in every department, in every jail, everywhere, because he handled his business. And he put it out there. He gave that chick a warning. All of them. There's about to be some changes around here. It goes in one ear and right out the other because they think that they have power behind that badge. And they do not. You're a regular person when you commit a crime. Actually, you already regular. You just taking that to the limit. Professional people commit crimes too. Yes, they do. Nurses, teachers, doctors, all of them. Lawyers, oh, come on. My queens, start that digital, start it. Start your digital paper trail. Do this legally. Remember everything about what you went through when you were with him, and everything that this toxic female is doing while you're not. That is her insecurity. It is her fault that she decided that she will lay under your man and you have a baby that he may be denying, because that's the case with me. He denies the baby every time I ask, and that infuses this chick. It does. History has eyes, and when we speak, it has a voice. But I want you to do it. Do it legally. Do it legally, because they could get anyone to try you and call it self-defense. Don't fall for the okey doke. Don't do that. Do it legally. And I done told you 3 times I have been walking, once with my son, and this police officer passed by and called me a hoe. I did it when I was walking with my granddaughter. Police officer come right by, called me a hoe. Keep riding by real fast. Then I'm going to the store again. Police officer come down and say some nasty. I turn around, they speed on off. Females do that dumbass stuff. Yes, they do. Toxic ones. Nobody is above the law. No one is. So you legally start it. Start it. Yes, you do. Do it. Legally start your digital paper trail. Because right there on East 34th Street, every morning, every day, they're back there. Every day. Every day they do this. Across the street in the bushes. I am so ready for my Heavenly Father to pull the cover, because He's going to pull the cover. Because, see, what someone wants for you to do is to mess up. That's what they want. Now, if you are no version to the judicial system, you know, they will try to push your button. And then you may think that those family members are really loving you and stuff. They're telling people, oh, yeah, back in the day, she used to do this and be like this. You just don't know. And they'll take that old person and try to put that old person into the who you are now person. But you show them who you are so they can see who they are when they look in the mirror. You show them who you are. You're not that anymore. You're stronger, better, and wiser. And you know God is the one that got you where you're at. As long as you keep on acknowledging God in everything you do, it will work out just fine. Believe it. It will. So, my queens, my Miss Do Betters out there, put that legally. Don't do it illegally, because that's what she wants. That's what she wants. And if he's sick and demented too, then that's what he wants too. So he can look good too. Child, bye. Do it the right way. It's always a good thing to pop out and show a person who you really are. Do it right. Because there's so much talk about Black people, how we're violent, and all this stuff right here. And other Black people help that. They help the scenario, okay? Change it. Do it right. I pray for you and you pray for me here. Do it right. Because there are key people I have named in every digital paper trail. Every one of them. There are key people. Chick I went to school with at Tompkins, the Jamesons. Oh, yes. Chick with the mole under her nose. Miss bright inside of the little black Challenger. Hmm. All of them. Key people. Cat, you know, even my cousins. Angela, Isha, yes, they know. Tanya, Yana, they know. Protect yourselves. Do it the right way. Because let me tell you something. When I called the police one morning and the police came and I told them that they're not little children. Children are children when they're innocent. When you pass a certain age, when you're teenage, you are considered a young adult. If you commit a crime, you're going to go sit out there to the juvenile hall. And if your crime is very severe, you're going to sit there until you're 18 and they will ship you off. So when I called the police that morning and I told the police that whoever this toxic chick is have people around here, those school kids early morning. So I'm like, well, where is the police at? Why aren't the police protecting the kids at the bus stops? She says to me that people could say what they want to say as long as they don't touch you. This was a white officer. Now, I'm not trying to say that she's racist or whatever, but I'm a black woman and I live in a neighborhood with black people. And this area is a high crime, it's very high crime over here. And you knew about this the whole time. You know that if someone keep hurting or trying to hurt a person that they could snap. Don't snap, ladies. You keep getting your reports. Keep on because something will surface. God gonna bring it to the light of whoever or whatever. And if she messy, if she's so toxic until she's really messy and overflowing, guess what? That's on her. That is on her and him and their people. Because everybody knows something. Believe it. Don't let them fool you. Don't you let them fool you. People know what's going on. Don't be afraid. Don't. Start that digital paper trail. Carlos King, I watched your segment today about our sister. People just don't know their relatives. They don't. They don't. A lot. And people don't. People just don't know. We have our opinions on everything that happens in the world. Um, but just like I say, people don't know. And then there are people who do know their relatives. My suggestion to all of my queens out there, because I am a queen in the nation of recovering addicts, and we have triggers, but when we pray to God, He comes in with divine interference, okay? And He interferes and He helps and He gets everything done right. So put it in God's hands and start your digital paper trail. And when you start your digital paper trail, He'll do the rest because you're doing it right. You're not doing it violently, you're not doing it illegal or nothing. These are facts. Make sure you put in your digital paper trail everything that you have gone through, everything you have seen, everything that is illegal. Put it in your digital paper trail. Do you hear me? Because if anything happened to you, those people will be questioned. They know it. They can't skip town. Mama can't go nowhere. Nope. Can't skip town. If they have friends that are in the police department, Put that in your digital trail too, because people will try to use their best friends, who are police officers and detectives, to crush you. They will do it. So you start your paper trail. No one is perfect and no one is exempt. No one is above the law. People want to act like something that they are not. So let them get their chance. Let them live that fantasy. Let them do it. They're going to have to really live it. Anything happen to you, anything, you have started a digital paper trail. Keep your cool, collected. There's nothing as beautiful as a cool and calm and collected black woman, because I represent black women who are recovering addicts, who don't think they better than people. That's who I represent, because I am my sister's keeper. And I'm going to share my experiences with you because I promised my father I would. And I promise you I would. I love you guys very much. And once again, we're going to get together. Every woman who have lost their moms, their sisters, their cousins, their aunties, best friends. Oh my God. Every woman who has lost a woman they loved because that woman's man started a dangerous and toxic love triangle. We are going to get together for the memory of our lost sisters, slain sisters, and we're going to start a petition, and we're going to get it signed, and we need to go to the Senate because these guys need to be put in jail who get our sisters killed by these toxic females. They do. They got to go because when they are set free, your sister is under the ground. She's 6 feet under. That other woman, she's in prison, living, breathing, eating every day. And that guy is going to another state or city to do the same thing again. What's up with that? That is not fair. It is not. And I'm not going to lay my life down. I'm not going to let no one take me from my babies and my granddaughters because they need me. So do your granddaughters and your sisters and aunts and best friends and mother who have been out there on a demon substance need me and I need them. So for our future young women coming up, we got to teach these girls to love God before they put all of their all into a creation and do ridiculous and dumb things like take another woman's life for a man, harass another woman over a man. Come on. Please, some people just not used to stuff. They're just not. They're like people who never had a job and get that first paycheck and quit. Toxic females need to be dealt with legally, not illegally, my sisters. Legally. Remember this. This is Denise Jenkins coming to you live once again with PLM, People Like Me. I am my sister's keeper. Please like, subscribe. Oh my God, send your comments and please share our Father's comments with everyone that you know. Thank you to all my subscribers and everyone that I know and love and I don't know and love. Keep the peace and stay good. Peace be unto you, my sisters. Peace be unto you.